Habemus Papam.
We have a pope. He is Joseph Cardinal Ratzinger of Germany, to be known henceforth as Benedict the 16th, chosen quickly on only the fourth ballot of a conclave far shorter than many expected. What played out today is tradition hundreds of years old. The election and the announcement of a new pope are meant to convey grandeur, and so they did. In many ways, Cardinal Ratzinger has been the ultimate Vatican insider. He is 78 years old, has served for many years as a close ally and advisor to Pope John Paul. Tonight, we look at the man and what he stands for. And we start with ABC's Bob Woodruff at the Vatican. Bob?
Well, Charlie, as you know, we have been watching this square and the Sistine Chapel behind me very closely since yesterday afternoon, waiting for this very moment. And when it finally came today, there was a great deal of excitement, but also some confusion. It was a highly anticipated moment, the most watched chimney in the world. But when the smoke emerged just before 6 p.m., no one seemed to know what it meant. Not very white and certainly not black, it soon began to lighten. The people poured into St. Peter's Square, excited but unsure, until the bells. Eventually, the crowd grew to 100,000. The Roman roads to the Vatican jammed with people as they drove and rode and ran toward St. Peter's. Pilgrims and tourists from all over the world. Father Francis Stone arrived from Alabama 5 hours before the bells.
You have here in St. Peter's Square the whole world. The whole world comes together at St. Peter's, and this is history. It just feels awesome to be here.
Then at the window of St. Peter's Basilica, the senior cardinal deacon with the words everyone here was waiting for.
Habemus Papam.
We have a pope. Moments later, Joseph Ratzinger, who entered the conclave a cardinal, emerged as Pope, Benedict the 16th. The cardinals have elected me, a simple, humble worker in the Lord's vineyard, he said, seeming quite nervous. I entrust myself to your prayers. At 78, he is the oldest pope to accede to the throne of St. Peter in 275 years. He was born in Bavaria, southern Germany, in 1927, the son of a policeman. He became a member of the Hitler Youth, although that was compulsory at that time. During World War II, he deserted the German army and was later held in a U.S. POW camp. My brother is gifted with a high intellect, his brother says. He wasn't very practical, but he is very open to all intellectual and spiritual areas. Within the church, he moved up quickly to become one of Pope John Paul's closest advisors. Since the Pope's death, his position as Dean of the College of Cardinals made him the most visible of the likely successors, celebrating masses, leading the conclave. His performance at the Pope's funeral was a turning point.
What we saw in that homily was a compassionate side of Cardinal Ratzinger, which we had not seen before so clearly. A certain humanity coming through, a compassion, a warmth perhaps. And I think that made a certain impression on those who were there at the funeral and those who watched on television around the world.
And he impressed his fellow cardinals enough to win their votes in one of the shortest conclaves in history. The new pope dined with his fellow cardinals this evening. Tonight he'll be sleeping in the same residence that he shared with them all during this conclave. And tomorrow morning he will preside over a mass in the Sistine Chapel. And then finally on Sunday he will be installed formally as the pope.